Hey, friendo, Steve here.
Al Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. AEW Full Gear is in the books. My God.
Only one book?
It's because it's sponsored by presented by DC, so it's in Watchmen, and it's in Watchmen alone.
Oh, this is like the trade paperback of AEW, yes?
That is correct. Very good. So yeah, Full Gear is in the books. What a surprising show. This had so many awesome twists and turns and surprises. Man, oh man, like where to begin? We have a new AEW World Champion, two-time World Champion, Samoa Joe.
Didn't see that happening.
Did not see that happening at all. And it looks like the thing that I loved about everything was that there were surprises that were so motivated by story, you know? And it's like there's a lot to chew on going into Dynamite on Wednesday. But yeah, Samoa Joe is your new AEW World Champion. Hangman's now back on the chase, as is a returning Swerve Strickland.
Yeah. The last image we saw of Full Gear was Swerve after he laid out the entirety of the Ops dojo after his return, standing next to, once again, Crazy Eyes Hangman.
Mm-hmm, yep.
I think the obsessed, insecure Hangman Page is back. And it's going to be interesting going forward if Swerve, upon his return, is setting his sights on reclaiming that AEW championship. This is a question that I was repeating to myself in my head. Is Hangman going to do for Swerve what Swerve did for Hangman as it relates to helping him win the title? The Ops are being positioned as new top faction. They got the world champion. Apparently, they have an entire student body they've been teaching how to wrestle the Ops way to never be lacking. So if Swerve's going to win that title or try to win that title from Joe, he's probably going to need some help. And, Page and Swerve, they patch things up to a certain extent. But if that title's not around Page's waist and his insecurities come screaming back, is he going to be able to help out Swerve in the same way Swerve helped him out?
I think, well, I guess the question at this point is, what hesitation would there be? Like, he did help him. He sacrificed himself basically for Hangman. I mean, they could sort of, say that anyways, because he's been gone forever. So look, I don't think, I'll put it this way. I don't think this is going to be a situation where Hangman willingly steps aside. They're probably going to have to fight something or someone to get back to get to the title. But the question is, because Hangman, being a man of honor now.
Well, we'll see if he's still a man of honor now that he doesn't have that championship.
Well, that could be the story they tell.
Yeah.
But all the fact that, hey, he stood side by side. Hey, these are two dudes who, boy, they've been through it. And I just wonder how they're going to get to that point. What kind of conflict will there be with Hangman? I mean, shit, he kind of did it. That'll be the interesting writing here, is he accomplished what I think he needed to accomplish. He got that title. He excised, the AEW world title scene from Mox, and, saved AEW. And he did so with the help of his friends. And he said thanks to all of his friends and new friends and people who weren't his friends. And so he did that. Like, how could they write him being not at peace now? Yeah, he had that title taken from him, but you would think that his natural position would be, well, if it can't be me, I'm going to try to make it be me, but if it can't be me, I'm going to help the dude who came out and helped me. So
that's entirely possible.
What is the conflict going to be then?
you know, it was Hangman saying a while ago, I'm never going to let Swerve be champion. And if it's something for Hangman where at this point, his peace, his solace is so tied with the championship, having that taken from him, and then seeing on somebody who was once basically his nemesis, or the prospect of that happening could be enough for that switch to flip again.
It'll be interesting to see if they're able to write it that way. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting story beat. And that's what I love about this, by the way.
Yeah.
Is that is going to be the task that they have now is how do you write that effectively? But you would think at this point that Swerve would be a natural for the next, world champion. Yeah, just a killer way to end. I do think that there were some minor presentation issues with the finale. It felt a little, because like the crowd by that point, they had the huge, moment where Swerve comes back. And then I think it went like a little too long. They had the great final image right there. And my thought was, I wonder if they should have saved that final image for Dynamite, because you can have Swerve come out and just, he's there. And then you cut the show. And then on Dynamite, Hangman gets a beat down or something like that, and Swerve makes a save, and then you have them side by side. They elected not to go that route. That's fine. The beat down at the dojo just seemed to take kind of forever.
It was a little bit long, but I appreciate they had Swerve come out in the pay-per-view because Swerve's gonna be on the thumbnail. It's gonna be great, and hopefully it'll help this review get a few more reviews than it normally would.
I think Joe with the title and then a side by side maybe with Swerve. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, no, there's some interesting directions to go. I love that, you and I were questioning what's really the story point of this match, given that Hangman had beat Joe so thoroughly with 3 buckshots. And now we have it. You and I didn't even discuss the possibility. I mean, we should really just start laughing off any possibilities these days, Larson, because this show proved that it don't matter what we think.
Here's the thing. Like I thought I had a pretty good sense of what AEW was doing with their booking for a while, and then I think their last pay-per-view there was a couple finishes that were kind of, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, 2/3 of the finishes in this pay-per-view, I was like, wow, this kind of came out of nowhere. Didn't see that happening.
There's what it's one thing to say, oh well, that came out of nowhere. I'm sorry, I didn't see that happening. Another thing, when you think about, the pretty much every surprise finish, I mean, we can strictly take the ones that we, because that's our frame of reference here, is like, you gave your reasoning, for example, as to why you thought Babes of Wrath were going to win. I gave my reasoning as to why the Sisters of Sin were going to win. Neither of that happened. It was Tony and Mina.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm curious to see where that goes. I mean, the obvious reason for them winning is because they're really popular.
Yeah, I know. And
I heel had just won the previous match.
I thought they were going to win the titles probably. Sisters of Sin were going to beat Babes of Wrath, so the heel face in the finals. So this made sense in my mind for Babes of Wrath to pick win that match and pick the stipulation. But then again, Babes of Wrath did beat Mercedes and Athena, so I guess that's their huge W for the whole thing.
I just mean the other surprises that happened.
Yeah.
They were logical conclusions.
Yeah.
They might have been surprises, but they were absolutely logical. I mean, the most shocking one to me, I think, even though my confidence points wouldn't dictate this, but I could have given it 9, I guess, was Mox losing. I mean, that to me is more shocking, I think, even than Joe winning, is Mox losing. Because it's like, what? Like, they just had Kyle O'Reilly beat him, or be the one that beat him did beat him, and then beat him at Blood and Guts, be the one that tapped him out, and then he finds himself in a position again.
But what I like about it is that, because the whole thing going into it is like, why didn't Kyle pick a submission smash? Easy W for him at this juncture. This is twice now in Mox's wheelhouse, Blood and Guts, and now a no holds barred match. These anything goes hardcore type situation where Mox should thrive, that he's tapped out.
Well, the thing that I like about it, dude, is number one, it's consistent with him, and it's not. It's like you can look at this from like an outside, the writing of it perspective or the wrestling politics of it perspective. Mox is giving back now. But also, more importantly, this has got to be a story of him getting jettisoned from the Death Riders, because look at Pac and Darby. Pac beat Darby. Granted, it took a baseball bat and Wheeler Yuta, but he found a way to get it done.
But you combine those two things, plus the ascendancy of Ops now, number one faction, because they got the world champ.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So Death Riders, their glory days, their halcyon days behind them. Mox getting the boot as soon as this Wednesday.
That's got to be the thing. That's got to be the next thing. And here's the thing. I hope it's not this Wednesday, because, man, the tension, if they actually do the thing that we've been begging them to do, and let's explore the dynamics a little bit before you just straight up kick Mox out. Now, maybe it's it'd be too little too late and they should just jettison this Wednesday. But that's got to be the story. And that's what I love so much about not just the loss being an organic extension of what Mox has been dealing with, but it also fuels, hey, Pac is back. He's on a run. These guys, they got their shit together. For all we know, Marina might end up coming away with the women's tag title. Entirely
possible. And I thought Claudio and Wheeler and Garcia had a good showing in the casino battle or gauntlet match too.
Boy, that was fun. Boy,
that was
fun. Fun match.
I mean, at
Those
this juncture,
so well booked.
Mox is the weak link.
Yeah.
In the Death Riders.
Yeah.
And yes, I agree. Explore that.
Yeah.
Explore that. Have those tensions. Have those, those looks at Mox from the other members of Death Riders. So they don't respect him anymore, not like they used to, at least. Especially Marina. That's going to be the real heartbreaking one for Mox.
Ooh, yeah. That's going to, oh boy, that's going to be good stuff.
When he loses the faith of Marina.
Yeah.
That's going to be devastating.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. The storytelling has been good stuff. Let me ask you this. What did you think of, before we talk about the inaugural AEW national champion? Of course, the legacy lineage of that title goes all the way back, I think probably like the mid 1940s. But what do you think of the actual title itself? The design of it.
The best look I got of it was on the Tron.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a very old school vibe to it. It looks different than all the other titles in AEW.
Yeah, it honestly just looks like the NWA one.
Yeah.
But it says AEW.
The old NWA one, yeah.
Well, and it's, I mean, hold on a second.
Didn't the current national one, they changed it where it was just the contiguous United States? Wasn't that the national title?
I think they might have changed it.
That's a good idea, because the title with the contiguous US was terrible.
Okay, well, the AEW, yeah. Oh, okay, no, I'm sorry. So the NWA World's Television Championship, it looks exactly like that, just with a slightly different color. No, it's basically the same thing.
Wow.
It's basically, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna do this. Somebody posted this on Twitter. I'll put it on the YouTube here. But there's a side by side up and down comparison of it, and it's pretty striking. But
that's interesting.
So yeah, here it is. For the YouTube crowd, you guys can see that it's exactly.
That looks pretty similar.
Exactly the same thing, man.
Yeah, it looks pretty darn similar.
Yeah, except it's got a blue strap.
Yeah,
it's like a dark blue strap.
It does have
an important difference there. So yeah, Ricochet is your inaugural AEW national, your AEW NWA champion. What did you think of the Casino Gauntlet match?
They're always fun. It's always a fun way to explore some stories. And what they did with the Hurt Syndicate at the beginning, I thought was really effective, where they're teasing the idea that we're going to see Lashley and Shelton wrestle for a little bit. The timer's super short. Ricochet's out. They explain, the intervals are random. That interval at the end was super long, so you knew the match was coming to an end. And the Demand come out, beat up Lashley and MVP and Shelton. And and then when they get back to their feet and get back in the match, it's really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of good stuff. Lot to like about it.
Yeah. Yeah, them doing the intervals, like we're gonna have no idea when the intervals. You know what? That's what that WWE tries to say. Oh, it's 90 seconds or whatever, 60 seconds, and they kayfabe the shit out of it.
Oh, the intervals are where they damn please. That's what the intervals are.
So just do whatever you damn well
Exactly.
want to, because here's the thing. Also, like it just closes off all that scrutiny, and so you can have moments where, oh man, this guy's in a precarious situation. Ah, shit. Now here's the clock countdown.
Yeah.
I like the idea. There's some mad scientist, Tony Khan backstage, just being like, "Oh, when should I put the clock on right
exactly.
now?"
Exactly.
I like that. I think that's
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Those matches are always fun.
They are. Anyways, we have a sponsor for the show today, so we're going to talk about them for a moment.
Let's do it. This episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by Cash App, Steve.
Yes.
Been thinking on this for a while.
Oh, goodness.
Why do debit cards have to be so boring?
Okay. Yeah, you've been talking about this all week, and I'm still hazy on this. I'm unclear. Do you mean like the way they look? Like when you get out the debit card, you look at it, you're like, boring.
I mean, that's part of it, honestly. It is part of it. Like, it'd be cool. I remember this time we were playing basketball, and you asked me, hey, how many points do you have? And I shoot a 2-pointer. And I shoot it, I say 21, and then it goes in.
Oh, yeah, you called it.
And it was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
And then I wish I could like commemorate that, like a painting on my debit card. I think that'd be incredible.
Would there be like a word balloon of you saying 21?
Or, you and I would know. I would know the story, so that's all I need. I don't need the word balloons. But anyways, yes, that is part of it. But, as much as I use my debit card, which I use it a lot, I really wish it would do something for me.
Oh, yeah. You'd like it to reward you, perhaps. Well, Cash App just released a new status program for the way people actually spend called Cash App Green. It unlocks new ways for you to pay, get rewarded, and easily grow or manage your money on your terms. Now, when you spend at least $500 a month with the Cash App card or Cash App Pay, you earn green status, which unlocks benefits like up to $200 of free overdraft coverage, higher borrow limits, and custom personalized cash back offers every Friday at places you love to shop.
Turn everyday spending into status with Cash App Green. Download Cash App today or visit cash.app/new to learn more about this and other great features launching now. For a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use the code CashApp10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply.
Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Cash App Green overdraft coverage, borrow, cashback offers, and promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. All right, let's go ahead and dive into it, man, because there's a lot to get through. I've got a little bit of beef with the way AEW presented their pre-pay-per-view festivities. Why would they have the 0 hour and the tailgate as two separate things? Why don't you just put matches in the 0 hour?
Yeah, that's weird.
They had like a whole pre-show with nothing but panel stuff, and I was sitting there watching. I'm like, aren't they supposed to be matches in this thing? I was like, no, tailgate. And I'm like, oh, tailgate's on TNT and HBO Max. I'm like, I put that on the television, and I'm like, they used to put it in the 0 hour.
Yeah, that's confusing.
Yeah. That was a bummer.
I didn't watch any of it. I started it. I turned it on at 5 o'clock.
Well, brother, I got on Twitter and I saw Big Boom AJ had already had his match.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm upset now. Now I'm mad.
Yeah. Then why'd you even bother turning it on? That's the main event of Tailgate Brawl for you.
Yeah, no. I mean, honestly, that was the main event of Full Gear for me.
Mm-hmm.
But
and you missed it.
So yeah, they really need to think about that one again, just for me specifically.
Yeah, we'll write a sternly
that was
worded
pretty
letter.
Confusing, though.
Yeah, it is confusing because it was the last pay-per-view. They started using the Tailgate Brawl branding for part of the pre-show. I just thought they just renamed the whole pre-show that and got rid of the 0 hour.
Yeah, I honestly did not give it a single thought. I was like, oh, the matches are called Tailgate Brawl. It's in the 0 hour, maybe. I don't know. You know me. God damn it. I barely pay attention to anything. And that's
Tailgate Brawl at 0 hour.
They need to tailor their programming strategy to people who barely pay attention.
Yeah.
Because
not only people who barely pay attention, people who barely pay attention who are approaching 50.
We are legion, Larson. I tell you what. we're a pretty big demographic.
Yeah, man. Pretty large demographic. Once again, we had a spillover from Tailgate Brawl at 0 hour onto the main card. In this instance, it was the CMLL Trios Championship match, which saw El Sky Team take on the Callis family. So we got to see Okada and Takeshita once Okada showed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Beef, which is always great. And they upgraded Okada's entrance a little bit more with the overhead camera and the lasers and stuff.
Yeah, that was really neat. Yeah,
that was neat.
That was awesome.
So he shows up late for this match. It's like halfway through the match, and he's like, all right, I'll finally show up.
Yeah, he just sort of moseyed on out there. He had his whole entrance and everything to carrying the heavy load because Hechicero apparently got injured or some shit. I don't know.
No, it was Mystico that got injured.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it was Mystico.
Hechicero injured Mystico, but right before Okada came back, I believe it was when Mystico came back into the match.
Yeah, that's right. Then he got back and he was fine.
Yeah, he came out with trainers and stuff because he tore up his shoulder. Courtesy of Hechicero, so we had another instance where Okada misses a Rainmaker, except hits Takeshita with it. There's this one point where Takeshita gets knocked over, and Okada just starts hitting him in the back.
Yeah,
and then Takeshita rolls out, and then this couple times Okada did this, where he's like, pleading for forgiveness, but smiling in this instance when he did it.
Yeah, him just looking down and laying into him. Like, you're not even trying to cover it, man. You're not even trying now.
No, he's not trying to hide anything.
It is my favorite relationship in wrestling right now.
It's pretty great. So the finish sees Mystico counter a powerbomb with a Poison Rana on Hechicero, follows with La Mystica, and Hechicero taps out immediately. So at this point, Okada, he's on the ramp sitting down there. And so Callis and Takeshita walk up, and that's when Okada is pleading Takeshita. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. And eventually I'll get up and walk up the ramp.
I will say within this relationship here, because there's a little bit more with those guys later, Takeshita does need to be, he's really starting to come off like a bit of a chump. He needs to be a bit more assertive in this whole relationship because
proactive.
Okada's just making him look like kind of an asshole.
Well, I mean, to Takeshita's credit, at least he said today, I'm going to be in the Continental Classic.
Yeah, and that was a great breaking point for him.
Yes.
But every time Okada gives him shit, Takeshita just sort of gets cry face. And it's like, nah, man, give him some shit. Like the second Okada, you go to shake my hand and instead I get a middle finger because I'm going to indulge on the handshake even though I think you're an asshole. Brother, you ain't coming back with that finger. That finger is coming off. That is happening.
You're going to bite it off.
Yeah. Like, not with you because I know you'd be, we're just like clowning around. We're a couple of clowns. But like, if the relationship was like, it's like you and Hilton back in the day, It's like that is like Okada and Takeshita, and that upstairs brawl was your Continental Classic.
Oh.
So, L Sky Team, W Sky Team, they get the win here.
Yeah.
And then opening the actual, that opened the show, half the match.
But it was, like middle of match. Yeah.
Are people people just gonna bitch about this? Because I love it. I think it's
Did
great.
they last time? I think people complained about it last time.
Big time.
It was FTR in the match that spilled over.
Yeah, keep doing that. I love that. I think it's great.
And it's funny because last pay-per-view we were like, why is FTR in the kickoff show? And then this one we were like, why is Okada and Takeshita in the kickoff show? Going forward, there's going to be an obvious match.
We have to remember.
Shouldn't be on the kickoff show that is going to start the kickoff show that's going to spill over.
And it's not going to be the Big Boom AJ QT Marshall match.
No, they're exclusively Tailgate Brawl at 0 hour. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But there's going to be a name who it's like, why is this guy not on the pay-per-view and on the tailgate? It's not going to be Juice Robinson. They came away with the money, though. Juice did.
I mean, that way now Juice can invest it as he sees fit.
He also humped the money. He had the big duffel bag.
Remember that 2-week time where he was really serious?
He really wanted to be serious guy, and nobody in the world wanted it.
Mm-mm.
7
I'm
billion nine
surprised he
hundred
didn't.
and
I'm
ninety
surprised
nine
he didn't
million.
lift his leg up and peed on it.
He might have. I saw it very briefly, like on, I don't know, when I was skimming through the shit that I missed on the tailgate.
Gotcha.
I was all about it today. I was like, man, I'm gonna gobble up all this AEW today. I've been enjoying the product lately. I'm gonna gobble up and then I'm sitting there watching Zero. I'm like, God damn, watching these people talk all day long. Anyways,
So hold on a second. So were they still doing the 0 hour talking head stuff while Tailgate Brawl was happening?
Yeah, they were concurrent, same time.
Yeah, it's no good.
Weird.
0 hour ends. Tell people to go watch Tailgate Brawl.
Put the 0 hour on at 3, which would be the -2 hour.
Yeah.
And then do the tailgate at 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Wild. So yeah, the first actual match scheduled for the pay-per-view was Pac versus Darby Allin in was this actually like a stipulation, like a wrestling match? Like,
well, that's what Pac said. Pac says, I want to wrestle you in a regular match to prove that I'm the better athlete.
Okay, yeah. So the stipulation was no stipulation.
Well, stipulation was regular match.
It was stipulation free. Yes.
Or a regular match, I guess. Is regular match default?
Was regular match? Did that say it on the graphic? In a regular match?
No.
No frills. So yeah, Pat gets the win here with, this was again, pretty typical Darby Allin formatted match. He goes through all sorts of gnarly ass bumps.
I did appreciate that at least the first third was all mat-based wrestling. And it was really good.
Because, like, it was a regular match, so they were supposed to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And then he just starts getting thrown all over the place. At one point, Pac is up on the apron. He's holding him like this. I thought for sure he was going to try to just chuck him onto the announce table, but it was
like
super
Claudio
far
does.
away.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a running start. He's just on the apron standing there. And then he just throws Darby to the floor. A lot of people just sort of landed on the floor today.
Yeah, including Nick Jackson, but that wasn't intended.
Oh, he was. You could. He had piss
He was
face.
mad.
It
felt like Kenny was going over there and lecturing Luchasaurus.
He did. I'm glad you caught that because he totally did. Yeah,
he went over there.
I felt bad. I felt like I got yelled at. And so, anyways, we'll get to that in a bit. Pac chucks Darby to the floor. That was intentional. Like another one, Darby goes. Like, he gets Irish whipped into, like, the corner, but instead of hitting the corner, he just, like, phased through the entire corner.
It looked like he spun because he goes between the top and middle rope, and when he went through it, he kind of spun. It looked like his head clipped the ring post.
Yeah, and he was, like, holding his head. It just looked so like he was really hurting. Yeah. I don't know what this dude's doing. In any event, at least he didn't get set on fire today. No. So, towards the finish, Pac heads up top for a Black Arrow. Darby gets out of the way. Locks in the Scorpion Deathlock because, as you know, Larson, no man can escape the Scorpion Deathlock.
The Scorpion Deathlock.
So Pac then's like, come on, get over here. Get over here. He starts calling the Death Riders. He gets Yuta. He distracts the ref. Pac just grabs the bat, nails Darby in the head. Pac covers, and then Bryce is like, all right, then 1, 2. Yeah, nothing really. Okay, 3.
All right. Yeah, there was a substantial pause between 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Pac gets the win there. No, I mean, when I saw that one, I was like, okay, I know I went with Darby Allin with, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 confidence points, but, Pac is just coming back, and it plays into the Death Rider stories now, and Darby seemingly loves to lose.
He does. I don't think his character really suffers that much from losses.
It doesn't, and the performer seems to be like, in the interview with Helwani, he was like, I don't really want a title. I don't need that. Yeah. He just goes out there and, yeah, man, gets beat up.
He just likes to do his thing, it seems like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for him, like, well, yeah, if I keep losing, I get to spend more time at my compound doing crazy shit, buying old weird cars that I could just ram into things. Mm-hmm. Which, who can blame him?
Yeah, I don't. Next up, we had the 4-way tag match. Winner gets to pick the stipulation in their semifinal bout in the women's tag title tournament. So you had Tony and Mina, Harley and Willow, Sky Blue and Julia Hart, Megan Bain, Marina Shafir. This match was really good.
Yeah, it was. It was really good.
The pace was great. Yeah. Everybody had a moment to shine. Mm-hmm. In the end, Harley gets pinned by Tony via small package.
Yeah, that was Tony's thing. Yeah,
they get to pick the stipulation now.
Yeah, when I realized that like they were really keeping Tony away from the match for a really long time, and the crowd was really wanting to see her, I was like, oh, Tony's gonna win this thing, isn't she? Yeah.
Yeah,
And then when
Harley
it was just
tagged
her
in
and
right
Harley,
before that too. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
No. Yeah, but it was a good match. It was really good. And I wonder if, maybe I'm reading too much into it because Tony and Mina are super popular and they won this and they'll probably win the tag titles too.
Yeah.
But let's say they pick a stipulation. One of them they mentioned in their promo on Dynamite. And yet they take the L to Marina and Megan. And then they would face the Babes of Wrath, I would assume.
Yeah, that could be.
Well, it just makes sense since it was, Mina and Tony were the kind of, everybody else on their team was taken out in blood and guts. And the focus was on them.
Yeah.
Against, you had Sisters of Sin there and you had Megan and Marina. So it just makes sense for them to win the tag titles.
Yeah, it totally does.
That.
Yeah, and I still think they are. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Next up, AEW tag title match: Brodito versus FTR. This match was nuts.
Boy, oh boy, these guys, Brodito and FTR, their chemistry is top notch. They've just got this. They've got it down. I like the little belly Hype Williams type intro.
I was about to say the highlight of this match, as great as this match was, is that Stokely got the belly intro video.
That was sick.
That was so cool.
Yeah. I'm surprised nobody. I mean, I don't really watch a lot of music videos that are current. Most of the ones I like are from the early '80s or early '90s.
Yeah.
But nobody. I don't think many people do. A lot of people scale down to 4:3 in the aspect ratio.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
But they don't do the letterbox
widescreen,
super widescreen.
And
Hype Williams, of course, used to have white bars instead of black bars.
Yeah,
it's great. But visually speaking, I never did see. You ever see Belly?
I think I've seen some of it. Yeah,
I heard okay things about it. Visually, it looked very interesting.
Oh, I'm sure visually it's amazing.
Yeah. He was back then there was two dudes. It was him and McGee, but Hype Williams' videos actually look good.
Yeah, they looked really good.
Yeah,
these videos always look great.
This match was awesome. This match was absolutely phenomenal. FTR, I know you and I haven't really been into their thing as of late, but they have been they've been doing that thing where, they're involved. They're doing stuff every single week. So that's why it sort of made sense for me for FTR to win this. But down the stretch, I was on the edge of my couch because my God, the number of false finishes in this match were nuts. And these guys just know how to build the crowd. Sometimes you get too many false finishes. These guys know exactly how to finish a match.
They know when to build to the crescendo and end it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with some of these long matches. They build to what seems like an obvious crescendo, and then there's another 5 minutes match.
Right. Yeah.
But not this one. No, this one built to the crescendo, and it was great. Let's start here. So Brody's choking out Dax on the apron, and then Cash comes up behind Brody and starts choking him out. So Brody releases the choke on Dax, and FTR hit the spike pile driver on Brody on the apron. They hit Bandito with a double burning hammer. Bandito kicks out of that. Bandito was kicking out of everything at the end of this
They
match.
really made him look strong, yeah.
Yeah. So a spike pile driver to Bandito. He kicks out of that. So FTR picks up Bandito, and he does the gun fingers at first, and then he flips him off.
Yeah.
And then they hit him with a shatter machine to get the win finally. But gosh darn it, there was so much good stuff in this match.
What do you think is more likely? Bandito breaks up, says, hey, amigo, go your own way. Or do they continue on a quest to get the tag titles back?
I would guess they'd probably go their own way because, Bandito is Ring of Honor champion.
He is.
It'd be great if Brody started, his own singles pursuits to win some singles gold.
He should be the guy that takes the national title off Ricochet now. Because he'll have it for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, his Brody King's, God damn it, that guy is just his presentation is just off the charts.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. It's so perfect.
He's a great wrestler.
And he's a fantastic wrestler, yeah.
He's a fantastic wrestler. The only thing is the promos.
Yeah, he
Sometimes
just never. Yeah.
Sometimes they're all right. Sometimes.
Would you? Let me ask you, which extreme would you suggest? Him being like completely silent, dude, or a let me tell you something guy?
Oh, with pro wrestler voice.
Yeah.
You know, he could do. How about this? He uses his normal voice like he talks to now, but way too often he just punctuates things with barking.
Oh, yeah. I think he uses his normal voice, but he talks exclusively in dog language. So it's like a lot of different types of barks. You know how dogs, they have different barks. Like I even started picking up on like which meows my cat has for different things.
Yeah.
But you know, back when my dog was alive, I could pick up, oh, I know that bark.
Yeah.
I know what that is. I know what that means.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe he can start doing that.
There you go.
That'd be unique. That'd probably kill his aura immediately.
Oh, yeah, it would. Yeah.
That'd be horrible.
Speaking of national championship, that match was next gauntlet match for national championship. Shelton and Lashley start off, bell rings. They start to kind of wrestle a little bit, and then within like 30 seconds, the counter.
No Hurt Syndicate fighting each other.
Not really, no. So Ricochet comes down and he says, we didn't pay money to see this. We want to see you throw hands. None of this wrestling bull crap.
Yeah.
So Gates of Agony attack him from behind. And Ricochet goes down to the floor and starts hitting MVP with the microphone on the head. He says, oh, here's another one. AJ, that's a big boom.
He says, that's 5 big booms, AJ.
Yeah. So Gates of Agony take out Shelton and Lashley. So the rest of the match is happening. We get Claudio, Garcia, Yuta, Kevin Knight, Speedball, Ricochet, of course.
Roderick Strong.
Roddy. Eventually.
Most of the Death Riders. That isn't Mox and Marina.
Yeah. Eventually, Lashley and Shelton get back to their feet. They get in now. They just wreck everybody. Mark Davis, he was in there too.
Mark Davis, yeah.
He like when he got in the ring, he was just hitting everybody with pile drivers. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, nice little spot.
Yeah. So they take out everybody. So Ricochet slides back in, and they turn around, and he freezes. He tries to run, but Shelton pulls him back, and then they just beat the heck out of Ricochet.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then eventually Claudio and Mark Davis get back in there. Orange is in the match too, Orange Cassidy. So Orange hits an orange punch to Claudio, orange punch to Davis. Shelton takes out Davis. Lashley misses a tackle on Claudio. Cassidy's looking for an orange punch on Yuta, but Yuta counters with the knee plus. So Kevin Knight breaks up that pin with a splash. And then he's looking for the UFO splash. And then Ricochet hits him with a spirit gun to get the win.
Yeah, really good stuff. You know, Ricochet's been such a great shitty heel lately.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy that you want to have a title on, and he can, you know, have a lot of fun with that thing. After that, Gates of Agony celebrate, lift him up. Then we had Gian, the first of 2 super violent matches, back to back.
Well, 3 if you include the main event too.
Well, I just meant like back to back.
Back to back. That was an interesting booking choice.
Yeah, and it kind of hurt the following match. The first half of it or so, the crowd was kind of like, we just saw a lot of this stuff. But then they were doing such crazy stuff that by the end of it, they were super duper into it.
Yeah. But I mean, like after the 2 really rough, bloody matches, then you had the $1 million match. And especially after that botch spot with Nick Jackson, the crowd just didn't really seem to care about it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I wonder if the in-arena feed showed Nick Jackson obviously very upset about that.
He was I just wanted to run away, man. I'm like, oh, Luchasaurus, just
but here's the
get
thing.
the dude some flowers or something.
The look wasn't like, oh, I'm so pissed. It's like when you disappoint your dad. He gives
I
you
know,
that look.
exactly.
It was that look. It was a disappointment look.
Because, boy, he landed with a thud.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
God damn,
it was disappointed dad look. 1000%.
It was. It totally was.
Anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So
this
match was a lot of fun, too. Bloody, super bloody. Mox with his fork stabbing Kyle in the head. But then
so much, dude.
Kyle was stabbing Mox in the head with it. Kyle O'Reilly really likes his chains in these these type of no DQ situations. Remember back in NXT when he had that match with Adam Cole, he was
Yeah,
intent on wrapping the
that's right,
chain
yeah.
around his leg for that top rope knee drop, and it just didn't work.
It just kept on falling off.
Yeah, it kept falling off.
Yeah. Well, this time they did like a suplex while they were sort of chained to each other's necks.
Yeah.
And they got that one off. But yeah, dude, I mean, this was a really bloody match. There were three really bloody matches tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised they could have done a fourth with the Darby, but I don't think did Darby bleed?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No. Surprising.
No.
A lot of rib tape tonight too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's go from here. So Mox locks on STF, and then Kyle grabs the fork and starts stabbing Mox in the hand. Mox hits him with the curb stomp onto the chain, and he goes to the floor, and he's like shaking his hand out. Mox is. So he gets the chair, throws it in, puts it around Kyle's arm, and then stomps on it. So Mox is celebrating with Marina at ringside. And then Kyle comes down and locks on an armbar. Mox hits a Death Rider, locks on a Kimura. Kyle grabs onto his own tights, to try to block it.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually he slips out and gets the ankle lock on again.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts stomping on Mox's ankle, and then he wraps the chain around Mox's foot and puts the ankle lock back on. And Mox taps again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did not see that coming at all. So afterwards,
totally.
Mox throws a bit of a tantrum, but then eventually he's like, in a sign of respect maybe to Kyle, give him a nod, and leaves the ring. So following the chair spot on Kyle's arm, Kyle was really selling it. And so we have Medical come in. I mean, the idea is he basically won the match with one good arm.
Mm-hmm.
So Medical comes in and starts checking on him. And Mox turns and sees that, and he's like, he won the match. Medical's looking at him. And so he goes back in, he starts beating the hell out of Kyle O'Reilly.
Mm-hmm.
And so eventually Death Riders come out, Conglomeration come out, try to break it all up. In advance of the TNT title match between Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe, we had this really nice video with Mark talking about family.
Yeah,
based on that.
was
If you
such
didn't
a
know
nice
anything
video.
about this story, about this feud, you watch that video package, you know exactly who's winning this match.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I felt very good when I saw that. I was like, oh, good, finally. Koch was aligned on that one. But I'm trying to remember, because sometimes like WWE will do like a fancy thing and then the dude will just lose.
That was more of a Vince thing, though.
I'm trying to remember. I think Triple H has done that a couple times. Vince totally did that shit, though. I'm trying to remember, like, does AEW, generally speaking, they telegraph stuff like that? Like, I'd have to go back and remember the video packages. But, like, usually I think the short films go... Well, Darby had a little short film before his match tonight. That was cool. I like that. He was in the hospital bed.
It wasn't like a touching...
No, but it was produced up, is my point.
Yeah,
like Stokely, he had the little belly thing. They won.
Yeah.
Darby was in a hospital bed with like, he had like the ridiculous.
Oh, he was like the Invisible Man. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, and of course he's got like my old school TV he's watching. It can't just be a normal TV you buy today.
No.
He's got like a, 32-inch old school TV 4:3 watching AEW. The funny thing is, like, you can't even do that without special wiring. You have to get adapters and shit for that.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
This match was bonkers. They were doing all sorts of crazy shit. Probably my favorite moment, and I thought was the most creative, and the one moment in this match I was like, oh gosh, was when Fletcher stabbed the screwdriver up through the turnbuckle.
Bro, he was going to do
set up for that brain buster on the top turnbuckle.
Oh my god, yeah. And
the
I was
entire
thinking,
crowd just gasped
Yeah.
when they realized what he was setting up for. That was great.
I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, I guess like doing that, as long as they just sort of do because it's always like kind of an awkward fall anyways, and they could just sort of like miss it a little bit and it'll probably be okay. Because, shit's awkward. It's not like locked in there.
Yeah.
It's just sort of stabbed through, but they didn't even do it.
No.
That was good. I'm glad.
That was really good. That was awesome. So Briscoe escapes that. Fletcher grabs a screwdriver and just stabs him in the head again. Hits another shot, and then a brain buster, but Briscoe kicks out. So at this point, there's all sorts of crap in the ring. There's thumbtacks, there's a broken table, there's a table with barbed wire on it. And so Fletcher sets up on another turnbuckle for the brain buster. Well, Briscoe escapes that and then hits Fletcher with the razor edge through the barbed wire table. Jay Driller on the thumbtacks after that. Mark Briscoe gets the win. He is your new TNT champion.
Yeah, and he's got a new custom TNT title with a gray camo strap. That was on Twitter. Orange Cassidy gave it to him. So
that's cool.
That is pretty cool. Nothing will ever beat the Lakers one that Scorpio Sky had, though.
That was great.
That was tops. And Jack Perry's was really good, too.
I like Miro's, too.
Oh, Miro's was cool, yeah. So after that, we had the Young Bucks make their way out. They had, somebody here in Twitch, DLW, said Hangman and Dark Order lost after the you don't have to wear a hat to be a cowboy
That's
video
right.
package.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you for that. The Bucks come out. They've got money pants. And then
they got a Wheel of Fortune inspired entrance video, too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
I'm more of a Jeopardy guy, but
1,000%.
I think I'm better at Jeopardy than I am Wheel of Fortune. I could see like every fucking letter up there except for one, and I'll be like, I have no idea, no clue, no idea.
Yeah.
No.
I always wanted to do it with my brother because I think we do really well.
Yeah.
Because they have like once a year they'll do siblings.
Yeah, that's right. They do that.
Yeah, or they used to at least.
That'd be fun.
All right, now we got to talk about Nick Jackson getting mad. So there's a spot where he's supposed to hit a tope on Luchasaurus, and the timing was off from, I guess, on Luchasaurus's part, and he was super late getting over there to catch him, and he maybe got a couple fingers on Nick Jackson, and Nick Jackson just splatted right on the mat.
Oh, yeah.
And Nick Jackson pretty much got right back up.
But the look on his face,
oh my God,
was everything.
And then Kenny, who's in his corner, he comes around, probably a check on Nick. And then commentary's like, oh, Don Callis is hiding. It looked like Kenny was just giving Luchasaurus the riot act. I could be completely wrong. The way it was framed, it looked like that.
Dude, you and I did not talk about that in advance, and I got the exact same read that you did. I mean, maybe I'll go back and watch it again, and maybe it's nothing, but it totally because that was the first thing. Like, you see Kenny go over there, and it's like, oh, Kenny and the Bucks are tight, and he's going to Luchasaurus. He's probably to get, and it kind of looked like he was going to give him some shit. So I'm pretty sure you're right about that one.
But commentary covered saying he was going after Don Callis.
Yeah, but even commentary got kind of awkward at that moment too, because they're like, oh, well, you have to cover for, maybe Nick Jackson got some of that,
Yeah.
But really, they're like, oh my God, he just thudded on the ground.
Yeah, he did.
How are we going to sell that? I think is what they're thinking.
Yeah, I know. This match took a while to get going. I thought there were some good moments, and the finish was pretty solid. But it was one of those matches that felt a bit long, and maybe it would have been a really good Dynamite main event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a good point.
In the end, Jurassic Express gets taken out, and the Young Bucks accidentally super kick Josh Alexander. Kenny hits him with a one-winged angel on the floor, and then Jack Perry just eats BTE trigger, and the Bucks pin him to get the win. So they grab the money. And Don Callis is like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, the Young Bucks are rich one more time and even better. They're part of the family. Let's go celebrate. So Matt and Nick walk up the ramp with Don, and Alexander and the rest of the family beat the shit out of Kenny, and Josh Alexander is trying to break Kenny's leg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he was going after Kenny's leg throughout the entire match. And so the Young Bucks finally turn around to realize what's going on, and they're doing the whole hemming and hawing thing. Mm-hmm. And Don Callis is like, oh, don't worry about it. He's trying to break Kenny's leg. Don't worry about it. And so eventually they put the money bags down. They run to the ring, hit a bunch of super kicks. And so they get, they're there. There's Luchasaurus. There's Perry. There's Kenny, who's selling on the ground. Kenny looks like he's absolutely beat to shit.
Yeah, he does.
So we have this stare down between the Young Bucks, Jurassic Express. Luchasaurus extends his hand first. Jack Perry does next. They all shake hands. Then Kenny starts to get up, and he's stumbling around, really selling hands, and Young Bucks offer their hands for a handshake. He slaps him away. He kind of bounces off the ropes and comes back and just does this. Just motions towards him, and they all hug.
Yeah. And Don
nice
takes the Young Bucks' money.
Yeah. Nice moment, though.
Then we had the AEW Women's title on the line. Mercedes Moné versus the champion Chris Statlander. What'd you think about this match? I thought the two matches they had last year or earlier this year, whenever it was.
They said their first match, I think, was a year and a day ago.
Oh, okay.
In
So
that
their
very
second
building.
one would have been, okay. Were absolutely stellar. And I think maybe the story of this one, because it was different, it was told a little bit more methodically. And I don't even mean slow. I mean, it was methodical. It was, Statlander, she was getting her arm worked over big time by Mercedes. And I thought the last third of it was really, really good. I thought the first 2/3 of it, I was like, this doesn't quite, I think they had set such a high bar earlier, in their previous matches, that maybe my expectations were different.
It was the second longest match of the night.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, behind the TNT title one.
Wow. How long did this go?
23 minutes and 5 seconds.
Wow. Really? This was the second long? Boy, that's awesome.
It is great. It's great.
I think that's why the pay-per-view, look, this was 4.5 hours. I'm not going to say it flew by, but at no point was I like, God damn, this is taking forever. Mm-hmm. Which sometimes a 4-hour one can feel that way if it's like 3 30-minute matches in a row.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing about the methodical pacing. And I agree, the last third of it I thought was really, really, really good. What kept that the first 2/3 interesting, I thought, was the creative ways Statlander was still trying to hit her offense with only having one good arm, With
one arm, yeah.
That one spot especially where she was trying to get her up for a finish, couldn't. So she got down on the ground and grabbed her and then rolled over and stood up to try to hit Saturday Night Fever. I thought was really creative.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And I thought that kind of stuff sustained the more methodically paced first portion of the match.
Don't get me wrong. I didn't think it was bad at all.
No, it was a good match.
I thought it was really, really good match. Just the first two were just so damn good.
Yeah. Again, different story, different pace.
Yeah. The elbow stomp spot. Boy, that always gets me. That always gets me how they do that. And I'm like, how do you do that without fucking you up? Yeah.
I know. But when Statlander first was selling arm down on the floor, and this was actually framed really well, Mercedes runs in with that meteor and the refs yelling at Mercedes because Aubrey was still checking on Statlander.
Yeah, that I have. See, I can't. That's one trope in wrestling that I can't stand. Why is the ref giving one of the opponents here, one of the participants, a minute to get their shit together? It's a fight.
It's to ask. Same like in a boxing match or an MMA. Well, I guess at least in a boxing match. I'm not familiar enough with MMA to think the ref will separate the fighters to make sure the fighter is not so hurt that they can't continue the fight.
That's
the same idea here. Oh, is your arm broken?
Yeah,
we got to stop the match then.
Yeah, but she explicitly said to Mercedes, she said, I said, give her a minute. I'm like, all right.
I didn't necessarily take that as literally give her 1 minute at a time. It's like,
no, I didn't say I thought it was literal.
Yeah,
I thought I'm giving her
I'm
giving her a break to get her shit together.
Well, to ascertain how seriously she's hurt. That's how I interpreted that.
Well, I mean, is your arm broke? No, okay, fight. In MMA, either the match goes on. Look, there are exceptions if somebody gets a low blow. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't like that trope. I don't like it's. Oh, hold on a second. No, don't attack this. It's a fight. You're supposed to be attacking the person.
Well, they're trying to look out for the safety and well-being of the competitors, and even in kayfabe, Steve. Despite what we saw in a couple of the matches prior, which it was obvious that. Anyways. Statlander eventually does get the win here. Really good stuff towards the end, especially. There's this great sequence where they're trying to hit their respective finishes and finding ways to escape it. I thought was really good. And then Statlander's backing Mercedes into the corner a bunch of times to break up a Monet maker. And eventually they kind of trade tombstone positions, and then Statlander eventually hits Saturday Night Fever to get the win.
Yeah. No, the last third of that match was absolutely great, though.
Yeah.
It really was. Yeah. So we have Don backstage with the family trying to cool heads here. Okada's like, it's Takeshita's fault we lost. And Takeshita, they argue back and forth a little bit. Takeshita says, I'm going to the Continental Classic. And then Fletcher comes in. He's like, hey, what happened to Proto Kata? What happened to Proto Takeshita? I thought you were my friends. Where were you out there? And he says, you know what? I'm going to the Continental Classic as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking great. That is intrigue going into what is traditionally a pretty damn good season, Continental Classic season.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Then we had our main event, steel cage match, Hangman Adam Page versus Samoa Joe. So Shibata comes out towards the end. He really is intent on getting that title, the AEW World Championship, Men's World Championship, into the ring. So he starts scaling the cage. Eddie Kingston runs out, yanks him off.
Mm-hmm.
This brings out Hobbs. He rips the lock off the door of the cage, opens it, gets in the ring, looks to hit Page with the title, misses. Page hits him with a low blow, throws Hobbs into the cage. So Joe's looking for a coquina clutch, but then Page sends him into a turnbuckle that was exposed earlier. So he gets out. This was actually really cool. So that's now the cage door is open. It allows Page to hit a buckshot. Problem is the ref's down. We had a ref bump prior to all this. So Hook comes in. He's got a jacket on. He tries to stir Paul Turner, the ref. He says, hey, Paul, get up. And so he grabs the title and hits Hangman with it. Takes off his jacket. He's got an op shirt on. So then he puts the title down on the ground, tells Joe, title's there, muscle bust him now.
Mm-hmm.
Joe does it, covers, ref comes to. Samoa Joe's your new AEW World Champion. Didn't see this happening.
Just absolutely
pouring blood.
Yeah, that bit towards the beginning when Hangman was just killing him with the boot was hilarious.
Yeah.
Then he bounces off the ropes and does a flying shot with the boot.
Yeah.
So the Ops celebrate together. We got the Ops Dojo there as well. And Pyro goes off. And then the lights go out. Crowd's like, oh my God. Malachi Black's back. No. Video appears and there's the house on fire. It's like, oh shit. Nana appears. He's and then like there's some new music. Swerve comes out. And Joe, so Swerve starts to mosey on down. And Joe just sort of like parts the Ops Dojo. He's like, nah, just let him come in. Let him come in.
Well, to get at Hangman.
Right.
The
Yeah.
emotions.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
like,
Right.
He's all yours.
Yeah. And so he walks up to Page and then he goes after Joe. He like hits one of the Ops guys. They, swarm him. He fights them off. Power bombs one of the guys into some of the others. Snaps one guy's arm. Brain busters the other guy. Hits the last guy with a house call. Meanwhile, the actual Ops have already left. Page gets up, takes out the last guy. They stand side by side. Joe walks off. Show goes off the air.
Yep. So a lot of intriguing stuff potentially going on with all that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Dynamite. Hopefully they deliver. They don't give us a Sacramento Dynamite.
I mean, it's the opening matches for the Continental Classic. We got all this. We got at least one of the semifinal matches for the women's tag tournament. So
they're probably, I know we say that, but then they're going to do a thing where like Joe shows up and then like Hangman does a promo on Collision and then Swerve does a promo on.
I suppose that's a possibility.
You gotta load this show up, man.
You do. You got
eyes
momentum.
are going to be on the program.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to Dynamite. Hopefully they'll get some good weeklies out of this.
Hope so.
We have matches. We don't have brackets for the Continental yet, or do we?
No, I mean, like they said tonight, the first three participants that were announced in that one backstage segment with Okada, Takeshita, and Fletcher. So we'll get the bracket on. No, it's round robin. We'll get the groups.
Sorry, I don't mean brackets. I meant groups. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we'll get the groups on Dynamite probably.
One whole group should be all Callis family.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be fucked up.
It would be Okada, Takeshita, Fletcher.
Like it's gonna be
Mark
Okada,
Davis.
Rocky.
Hechicero, Rocky Romero. Yeah,
who's adjacent? But I mean, Takeshita and Okada got to be on opposite.
That's got to be the
right?
final. Yeah,
that's got to be the final.
Yeah,
that's got to be the final.
Yeah, that's going to be the final.
Yeah. Anyways, that is going to do it for our review of AEW Full Gear. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. We'll be back on Monday evening, right, for our Raw review, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So be sure to hang out with us then. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.
Where's my stop streaming button? Here it is.